we need to search the landfill. We need to search the landfill for multiple reasons. Number one, and this is in no order of priority. This is just as they're coming to the top of my head. One of the reasons that we need to search the landfill, this is a crime scene. These women were murdered by a serial killer in our province. Think about that. We had a serial killer in our province. This isn't an episode of CSI or Criminal Minds. We had a serial killer here in this province preying on vulnerable Indigenous women. You can victim blame, you can make all of the nasty comments that you've been making on my Facebook page, or not you, but some of you. You can do all that you want. Whatever the reasons this man had for killing these women doesn't matter. He is a serial killer. He killed women in our province. And we believe, with very good reason, that their remains are in that landfill. That's a crime scene. Any other crime scene where a murder victim would lay would be searched, would be evidenced, would be investigated. The fact that these are Indigenous women and this is a garbage dump should not stop the process of justice. The Prairie Green landfill needs to be searched and processed as a crime scene. Number two, these are human beings. These are human beings. How anyone could say that they would leave their daughter, their mother, their sister, their aunt, a friend, or their next door neighbor to spend eternity rotting in a garbage dump. I don't believe anyone with an ounce of human compassion would be able to do that. But because these are Indigenous women that you don't personally know, it's okay to get on Facebook or make a political decision like the Conservatives have to just leave them there. It is an abomination of humanity. We owe it to these women to bring them home to their families. We owe it to these families to let them know that we will not let their family members rot, because that is not who we are as a province. This government needs to search that landfill. It absolutely must be done. If these women were members of the family of the Premier of Manitoba, if these were Heather Stephenson's children, if these were the mothers of the other, candidates, if these were the grandchildren, I get so emotional because it ticks me off that anyone would knowingly leave someone there to rot. And we can't do that. We absolutely can't do that. Every reason that the Conservative government has given to not search that landfill has been debunked. The union says that it's willing to do it and that its workers can do it safely. The scientists say that it can be done safely. There are precautions that they can take. The research has been done. They're willing to do it. The federal government, the city of Winnipeg, they're willing to help fund. The only thing missing is the political will. Oh, and the justice system said that searching this landfill is not going to impede the criminal investigation, which was another excuse that was made. We need to search that landfill. End of story. And the Manitoba Liberal government will fund 50% of it. I will support that 100%. I don't care what government does it. It needs to be done. This isn't pandering. This isn't vote grabbing. This is a commitment to those families. And I want to share a personal story with you. Most of you know this. I am a recovering addict. 23 years ago, this October, so 22 and almost 23 years ago, so October 2000 is the last time I used opioids or narcotics. During the years that I used, I started using drugs when I was 10 years old, and I stopped when I was 26. All of my drug use was in northern Manitoba. And I made a lot of stupid mistakes. I put myself in a lot of dangerous situations. Was it my fault? You know what? I made those choices. I'm not going to blame the drugs. I'm an addict. I did a lot of stupid things, and I was a very unhealthy, unhappy person. I could be in that landfill. But for the grace of God and some dumb luck, I'm not. But I could be. My life changed, and I've dedicated the last 13 years of my life, or the last 23 years of my life since I got clean, to making the world a better place and helping people like me break down the barriers that they need. These women and their families will not have the chance that I have because they are dead. And we owe it to their families to bring them home. And we need to send a message to all the other potential serial killers out there that dehumanize Indigenous women or addicts or people that they feel less than. That these are human beings and we value them, and we will not tolerate the dehumanization of women or anyone in this province or anywhere. We will not stand for it. And that is a commitment I will make, not just as a candidate here in Spruce Woods, not just before the election, but for the rest of my life. We will not tolerate it. We need to stand by these families. We need to stand by our Indigenous community. We need to stand up for those who cannot stand for themselves. And that is the job of this government, and this government is failing. And it's time to hold them accountable. And the only way we can do that is to vote a new government in on October 3rd. And then we will see real change.